Yo, what up, C-Dub? Oh, wait, now it's picking up sound. What the hell's going on? Hold on one second. Yo, what's up? How's it going, man? Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's a shitty time. I wanted to go live a lot earlier, but I wanted to get a couple things finished before I did. Hang on one sec. The main thing I wanted to finish was, or test today, was the other microphone. But I think I got it working. I was able to do a video with it, so I can like walk anywhere in the shop. I got a new tripod, so it's much smoother. The other one was so haggard. I was using this one because it's like, what was that sound? Oh, that was Dez with the resound. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, but this thing, I don't. You probably can't hear it because I got the good. Maybe you can. It was so, dude. You couldn't even. Every time I wanted. Oh, it's not even spinning in the right spot. But if I wanted to move it, oh, you probably can't hear it unless I'm talking. It was so creaky. So like anytime I needed to adjust it, if I wanted to move it around, it would suck. So I took the good tripod that I have and I brought it out here. I'll use this one inside. I had this one set, the other one set up for like taking product photos and stuff. I think it's actually from a laser level that my dad had, but I don't even think we have the laser level anymore. So I just took the tripod from it. But obviously a like certifiable laser level needs to have a really good tripod on it. So it works good enough for like the camera stuff, but it's got like a nice ball joint on the end, so it moves pretty smooth. And also, I was able to bring it up higher, and I can get a better angle here now, so it's not like chopping off the top of my head. But with the wireless, I'll test out the wireless. I'm gonna let them charge for like 20 minutes, and then I'll try them again. But I wanted to see how they come across on stream. It should actually. Hold on a sec. Should actually sync up really good because it's actually audio coming in through the camera. So it plugs into with like, one of these guys into the microphone port on the camera. Then the sound coming through goes through the capture card with the camera since it's HDMI. And it's the video I recorded sounded really good. I just want to make sure like when I do a live stream the sound syncs up pretty good. And I think like I mean the dope thing to get would be a oh, I need master volume up a little bit.
Not happening.
I would love to get an Edelkrone crane. Um, put this on performance mode. But they're like they're sick. I'm pretty sure you can do tracking if your camera has tracking. You hook your camera up to the app into the Edelkrone, and then it has like features that go out from there to an app on your cell phone. So you can control this like multi-axis it's almost like a CNC robot arm, but I could like mount it on that pillar up there and the crane arm would come down and then you could have it go different directions. You can attach a slider to it and basically you can have it go all over. So if I wanted to do a shop stream, I just mount it in the middle of the shop off this giant header, and then it would just track me all around the shop doing whatever I need to do. Or I can go to the app, which would also be doing a feed of the camera, and I can have it move wherever I want it to go. Luckily, most of the stuff I want to do though is like I have to tape up all the seams on the laser. I was gonna do that one day and just hang out on stream and do that. There's a lot of stuff. There's like tedious work I got to do that is boring as hell to do by myself, just sitting here. That I usually just turn on a podcast or music for. But I figured, you know what, I could do I could do a live stream and do that and just sit there and bullshit while I put 50 screws in this wood and tape up all the seams and stuff so I have a better fume filter for the laser. I got to do that. The only thing that's going to be weird is like or trying to do is like sanding work. And I don't know why also. I got to figure out what happened. Facebook didn't go live, so I don't know why the hell that's busted. It looks like YouTube went live. Let me see here. Rumble went live. One thing that sucks about Rumble is like they're working on it. Rumble's gonna be pretty kick-ass once they get some upgrades here soon. They're working on the latency issues now, but like, yo, what's up, Scotia? How's it going, bro? Um, you still playing that other mobile game? That looked pretty interesting. When I saw you playing it that one morning, so it was like I got up at like 6 in the morning and I come out here and Scotia's been streaming for like 15 hours. Yeah, that looked pretty interesting though. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Rumble's working on their like latency because it doesn't have like from I was watching a podcast with the CEO and he was talking about Twitch has like the best latency in the game when it comes to live streaming, but obviously they've been doing it for the longest, so that kind of only makes sense. So like the interaction with the chat super quick. Like as soon as I'm talking, you're pretty much hearing what I'm saying. Maybe like a 5 second delay, 10 second delay. But with Rumble, it's kind of closer to like 90 seconds or something like that. It's not terrible, you know what I mean? But it's not as like instantaneously interactive, so it's a little tricky. Now they do have like a low latency mode, but the problem with that is like you need some serious bandwidth on your internet, and that's like the thing I had the most freaking problems with over here. I could try it though and see how it goes, but I'm not too worried about it. The thing that kind of sucks is when you do that, but I guess that Twitch is the same way. You can't go back on a Twitch stream. You have to clip it or it's not there. You have to wait for the VOD. With Rumble, it's the same thing. They're working on, I guess. But with Rumble, it's like YouTube, and I think YouTube has a little bit of latency as well, but it's not that bad. I put it on low latency mode for the YouTube stream. But YouTube's pretty close, but YouTube has DVR going at the same time, which is really nice. And Rumble has that option, but you got to pick one or the other. Like you either do low latency and you get like 10 seconds of replay time or 30 seconds max, or you do the DVR. Because like it depends. I guess for live streams like this, I could probably do low latency because most people are coming to the live stream for gaming and stuff. They're not going to go back like 30 minutes. Like you go to the live stream chat to like hang out and talk in the chat. You don't go to like, it's not like it's a podcast where you like you don't mind going back to hear what happened at the beginning, you know what I mean? So low latency mode. How loud is that actually? Let's see. That looks alright. So I guess low latency mode would be fine for on there for now. This game's been a ton of fun though. What I'm really liking about this compared to I don't know, D4 was so disappointing. I didn't do a whole lot after season 1 anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but like when it comes to just wanting to hop on and grind, these echoes are like 3 to 7 minutes like to complete them. So it's perfect for minimal time investment to be able to actually get on and accomplish something. So you could jump on, do a couple echoes while I'm working and while a fixture's running, or if I just want to take 5 minutes to go do something. I don't have to like commit for 30, 40 minutes or an hour to make it worth my time, you know. That's been pretty beneficial. The only kind of thing is though, it's getting, I can see what some of the other like hardcore grinders are probably saying, like it gets a little repetitive towards the end. Like it's a good system, but it's it's new too, and it's a smaller developer, and they're gonna need a little bit of time to build out the build out the end game system to add more stuff, kind of like PoE did. And there is a new PoE season coming out. I'm debating if I want to try that, but PoE does take so much more investment to like actually accomplish things. Like I'll probably like the last I jumped on PoE for the first time in years when I was taking a break from streaming, and I ran through the I don't even know if I finished the no, I did. I just barely finished the campaign and was doing a little bit of like some of the initial end game things. But I was trying to do without a build guide. I guess maybe I could try to jump into another season with a build guide. I just like that with this game, you don't need a build guide. You just can, there's no harsh penalties for screwing up your build. Like the only thing you get a penalty for is selecting your mastery, but that's like not really a penalty. It's like you kind of choose that way. But like you can infinitely change your skills, your gear, all that stuff around. Like yeah, if you want to do a really big change, like you're going to be penalized in terms of having to find other kind of gear, I guess. But that's about it. Like if you change your skills around in the skill tree, I don't want to die because I just started building up this one thing, and if I die, I'm gonna lose it. With these though, like once you start gaining here, like if I want to respec, I can do it a point at a time. I can wipe out this whole skill, and every skill over here when it's not full, there's an experience bar, which you get from going out and grinding again. So if you want to respec, you just pop a couple points off, you go kill some mobs, and you get your points back. The higher level points take a little bit more to kill, but you're getting more experience for the higher level mobs anyway. But it's like you're not totally screwed. And then the other one is a gold sink for the passive skills, so you can respec your whole passive tree, other than the mastery, of course. And then
easy, too easy.
you have to do that one skill point at a time, which is completely annoying. They should have the like a wipe all button and let you go from scratch, because it's kind of tedious to have to, especially once you're level like 90 and you got to re-click, you know, all those 90 passive points if you want to change something deeper down the tree. All right, after this echo, I'm going to switch my other screen over to the other pop-out chats. Hold on.
That was close.
Oh shit, get me out of there. I want to know how these guys are at corruption like 400, because I'm in the corruption 100. And I don't know if they literally beat the echoes. Maybe they did, I guess, if you're really smashing through here. So if you beat all the echoes through the whole thing, you can restart the echo chains. And why is this fucker not dying? And it gives you like 4 corruption, 10 corruption, 9 corruption, 12. So I mean, to add 300 more doing it that way is going to take forever. And there's a ton of echo trees when you can do like one thing and it gives you 100 off rip. So I'm wondering if there's a way to add like another 100, or if you maybe stack up these eye of oh, which one am I missing? Just Twitter? Awesome. All the Twitter broadcasts are ended. So yeah, something bugged out big time when I tried to go live today. At first, Facebook wouldn't go. Then it told me it did, and then now it's not there. So I guess I don't even need that. I guess I could just go right here. I don't know what the deal is with that. But I think what I want to try to do is set up something to do like shop streams. I don't think I want to do like long ones. I don't think it makes sense. I need to find like a smooth way to like transition and change some of the things out. To switch the settings around and stuff. Because like in order to make it like easier to do, I'm gonna have to make it convenient to do. So. But it kind of pisses me off that those other ones didn't go live. I don't know what happened with Twitter, and I'd have to just reset all the RMTP ones or something. Just reset all of them. But yeah, what I was trying to think is like it would make more sense. I don't know if it'd make more sense to, well, in terms of the workday, it would make more sense to do like a shop stream early in the morning, gets the rest of my stuff done, and then jump on some games like in later afternoon. That way I can get stuff done on the shop streams and still get some gaming ones in on the same day. I don't know yet. Or I'll just switch it up and go like back and forth. Like I do want to try to get some content for the shop streams that are like at least interesting to watch. I'm like really incentivized now not to die, so I can try to keep increasing this corruption. Yo, what's up, Dez? Hey, what's up, Earthfire? How's it going, man? Been doing all right. Got kind of busy for like a couple weeks, and then I had a bunch of stuff to set up. Still don't have my website fixed. Part of me wants to change the website and funnel some more of the stuff through the Etsy shop, just because they have way more seller protections and it's way easier when like orders get screwed up in the mail, or they just have a ton of stuff that makes it more convenient like that. Like, so I had a door panel that got cracked during shipping. The customer just goes in. Etsy has a $250 coverage for like busted things in the mail. So the door panel goes out, it gets cracked. Instead of me being out the $40 for materials and everything else, and then having to ship a new one, and then trying to get a claim through USPS, and it takes like 6 to 12 weeks to even have that all go through. Might just be easier to do a lot of the stuff on Etsy and maybe set up the website on a different platform. You're homesick? Yeah, dude, that sucks. Are you at least good enough to be gaming? At least you can kind of take advantage of the time. What's going on, Tox? How you doing, man? Did you get your internet up and running and everything yet? Yeah, that's brutal when you can't eat, when you're too sick to even play video games. It's like total wasted time. You just lay there in bed basically. Makes your head hurt to even look at screens. This one's interesting. Finally starting to get some multiple legendary potential items. Oh, and they definitely have a summoner necro in here, Tox. That's what I'm running right now, my necro. I'll jump on one of the, or some of the other classes I've been messing around with too. they're a lot of fun. It's just it's kind of cool because on this character, some of the items you find, but like, see, I just found like acolyte body. Oh, I didn't mean that. I found like body armor and a bunch of stuff that's usable in all the other classes. A lot of the legendaries you can use on multiple different classes. Because it, but then there are a lot of like class-based skill items, but like I've just been like gold sinking all my stuff into stash tabs and kind of holding on to as much stuff as I can that looks somewhat decent. I'm gonna have to filter through it and get rid of some here to make room. But you can get infinite stash tabs, so it's like as long as I got the gold to keep doing it. But yeah, the summoner necro is pretty sweet. You can get like you can have well over a dozen minions running around, skeletons and stuff, killing shit. Oh damn, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I remember when I only got it once and it was like um shit, when was that? It was like early on. It was in like 2020, I think. Christmas of 2020, actually. And yeah, it was really weird not being able to taste anything or like literally taste or smell anything for like that lasted for like 2 weeks, but I was only like sick for like 3 days. I like had a fever, it broke, but I couldn't smell or taste anything for 2 weeks. It was weird as hell. It didn't feel didn't feel natural, that's for sure. Or like the regular old flu. What is that actually offhand? Run out of space again. Acolyte, that's Necro. Jewelry. Sun Wreath, I got some of these somewhere. I don't think I got. Oh, yeah, I do. Trying to keep everything somewhat organized. Because you get a lot of duplicates of stuff with different roles on it. And then some of them have legendary potential. And it's funny, so this is something I wanted to talk about too, because a lot of the D4 changes are like directly pulled from this game with a little bit of a twist, I guess. So, oh, this other chat. As long as I get to make a horde, I'm happy. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can have a gigantic horde, and you could do a bunch of different stuff, kind of even like DI, where like, and I think you can do it a little bit in D4. Maybe not. Maybe D4 just army. I forget, but like in DI, you know how you could take the skeleton and make it like a big ass skeleton instead of the small ones. You could do that. You could do the same thing with the mages. Um, there's a golem, and you could actually take the golem and split it down into two. But I did like a fire based necro army, so everything is kind of fire based. The golem's fire. I put this fire dot out there that like detonates to everything, and then my minions just attack everything else. It's having a little bit of trouble single target, but it's really fun for just exploding everything on the map. I just want to sort out some of this stuff, and then I'll go pull that class up. So yeah, this is actually something that's going to be in a chicken to soup and a yeah, dude, that sucks. I hate that. As you feel like jelly. Yeah, the D4 yeah, so crafting is now well, there's two systems. They have one gigantic quality of life improvement that's going to be great is I'll jump on the necro for a minute. Is going to be the aspects, where now you just go to the blacksmith, you disenchant everything, automatically goes to your aspect journal, so you get all the materials and you get to keep the aspect. That's huge. Then oh, I'm sure they did, but you know what, if you honestly, if you go through LE, other than like that crafting system is unique to them, that's for sure. But you know, like if you look at some of their stuff, they're kind of borrowing from other games as well too, with like, you know, a lot of the spells, a lot of the skills, a lot of the classes. You know, you're building a necromancer from you're building a summoner necromancer from D2. with this guy here. You know what I mean? So they kind of all borrow from each other. They did kind of jack those features pretty quickly, though. You know, they didn't let it marinate for a little while. And last Epoch launched in their next patch, they got you know, they got the very, very similar stuff. You know what I mean? So they got the new DI aspects. So yeah, you go to the vendor, you crash everything, it sounds like, and then Icy Veins has a really good breakdown. I posted it in a Discord. So you go to the vendor, you get all your blacksmith materials, but it takes the best aspect you find, and then for that season, once you have it, you have it. And I think that's like per character, right? I can't remember for sure. I think it's per character. Or either that or it's like per like your seasonal grouping. So there's that, and then now they have this feature called greater aspects, which is similar to an exalted aspect, like this purple item here. So you're going to find items that have this like aspect that has a chance to be like or like, you know, attribute. What are they? Yeah, they call it affix. On here, I forget what they're called. I think they're affixes as well, but it's just exalted. On D4, it's going to be called greater, and then you can take that greater aspect and rank it here in their tempering system, similar to a forge, I would say, and then you can level it up even further, and it's going to be something pretty similar to this, which is cool though, because it honestly, it's going to make that game better for sure. And we all know where it came from. For D4, the codex is going to be eternal, seasonal, hardcore, seasonal, all characters. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought I read or heard in the chat too. Because I didn't watch the whole campfire, and I meant to stream the campfire, but I was in the middle of working on stuff, and like I actually saw the notification go live or go. I didn't see a notification until after over an hour that it was started, and I was like, shit, I wasn't prepared to set up anything to go live. But yeah, so those two things were borrowed pretty heavy from here, but it's going to make things a lot better. It's obviously a W. Like everything that they're changing is a huge W. So, you know, here's kind of what happened. They were rolling out D4. We kind of explained all the things we didn't like about the game. We've also, you know, explained the things that we do like and what is fun and interesting. But then like you hit that wall. They've been making the changes, but then, you know, we get a new game where they come up with these ideas, and they got to see pretty quickly. It really felt like the guys from last Epoch. Did I actually make it into this thing yet? I might get my ass whooped in here. I don't know if I started doing these on the Necro yet or not. I don't think so. Yeah, I went through a bunch of it. What I read thoroughly was the Icy Veins breakdown. I put the link up in the Discord. But it kind of they went through and went over each new feature. But there's going to be new Uber uniques, new uniques. There should be a lot of new build variety. And there's going to be a lot more ways. The main W across the board though, which we all wanted anyway, was taking all those ridiculous extra damage on Tuesday before 9 p.m. You know, triple damage on Sundays after 6 p.m. Like, we didn't need all that. You know what I mean? We didn't need that whatsoever. It was just like trying to make it look like there was a lot of things you could do, but it was just like kind of convoluted and didn't make sense to like. Nobody was kind of like looking to build a build off of that type of affix, you know what I mean? So it made it just like a lot of complexity and with a lot of irrelevancy. Now that it's all just zeroed into like damage, that's all we needed, just damage. Even if it's just like fire damage, cold damage, that's fine. But like getting into those like double layered functions of it, it was just too crazy. It was too crazy without purpose, you know what I mean? So the new system should let you kind of hone in around it. And then you're looking for that good piece of gear that kind of has that greater affix you want, and then ranking up that greater affix. And then now with the crafting system, you can not only, it's not about like rolling. I'm pretty sure you can find those items on the ground, kind of like shards, if you will, like these guys. And you can actually add these now onto the piece of gear. So I think you could do it to one stat. In here, you can do it to every stat as long as it like has the option on the gear. Like this piece of gear has 3. I can roll a shard on here that I have, or you can use this rune, that rune of discovery that'll fill in all the other ones. You know what I mean? I didn't go looking through like every character's breakdown though, Earthfire. So I don't really know. I'm probably trying to figure out what class I want to roll with on the new season. Honestly, I might do like a ranged rogue, because I'm actually kind of fiending to do one on this game as well. But like, what because a lot of the classes in this game are really similar to D4, so I don't want to like get like burnt out on a character in this game that I'm gonna jump into. I'm already doing a melee rogue in this game, so I might go with like a ranged rogue, because they did buff ranged quite a bit. I forget how many minions I'm able to have. I gotta. The cool thing is too, you can they all stay. It was tripping me out before. Fire Golem has an S or a spell. I have it stuck on this right now. And I haven't played this class in a little while though. This was my first alt that I made, and then I made a Sentinel Void Knight, which is kind of like a whirlwind barbarian paladin that does void damage, which is pretty fun. I probably do need that though, because the single target damage here is pretty brutal. I always want to make archer builds. I haven't actually played a class like that in quite a while, because when I jumped into D4, like the bow rogue was like so terrible. Oh shoot, let me see. Let me make sure my... Okay, it is. Yeah, like this just wipes out the whole screen. It's pretty gnarly. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But you can actually get way more than this, though. This is, I'm at like the low end of it, because I actually recently just changed it around. So the Fire Golem had a spec where he does that little burst right there, and it kills all your skeletons to take power from them. And I'm like, why the hell are my skeletons always dying? They're supposed to stay alive. I thought it was like, did they really make them like the mage where they're in DI where they're only up for a little bit of time? Like, what's going on here? It was pissing me off. I'm never gonna have the mana to keep these things going forever like this. I'm like, it makes no sense. And I'm like, oh my god, my freaking golem's killing them. And I couldn't tell what the hell was going on. It was pissing me off. I was like, I'm about to quit this class, because this just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so like, there's so much more I can add on to this too. It's actually kind of fun now that I'm playing it again. So I think going through, because I got to respec my passive tree. I'm pretty sure I can get... And I also found out too that I didn't realize this until like 2 alts in. This chain blocks you off in the other passive, so you pick your main guy here, your main mastery, but in the other trees you can go up to like the midway point, so you can actually get some of these other attacks in the other trees that I had no idea that you could do. So I might look into, like, I could maybe test out, you know, chaos bolts if I want to, if I find a piece of gear that's really good for chaos bolts or something like that. So if you find something that's really good, you can go back and respec, and it's very cheap to do so. But Necromancer here is the one I mastered into. So I think you can get another mage here. You can get another skeleton here. I wonder if I'm missing quite a bit to even get to that guy. And I think you can get another skeleton somewhere else. And I think there's some points in the actual skill tree that you can get a couple more. And then you can actually customize how those guys attack and everything too. So they're not just stuck to like one type of thing. You could do multi-shot. You can do a bigger, heavier attack. I figured I'd just have them shooting shit all over the place and just go off on everything. I guess I'll go for this other skeleton here since I'm building the army anyway. You could also take there's some things that like buff you, like the more minions you do have out. So like you can take the golem and split him into 2. And it turns out that it actually is a little bit more damage, but they're obviously not as tankier. But like, I think overall you get maybe 10% more damage out of them. But I'm just leaving it. I like having the big tanky guy. It's more enjoyable. So I got, because I ended up finding stuff that worked really good with fire damage, I ended up doing fire arrows with the skeleton archers, and then fireballs with the skeleton mages, so they're pyromancers. But you can actually do like, there's actually some other cool, you can build an army of wraiths, and you can get like 10 or 12 of them. And I think there's a legendary that lets you summon like 12 wraiths, or up to 12 of them. So you can literally just have a ridiculous army of them. So this flame dot infernal shade is insane. It spreads to like everything. Sometimes the whole thing's dead before it even gets over to me. Like that, it's like instant. And I think I buffed it with even more fire damage too. But it's really good for this kind of like content where you're just blasting through and destroying all the packs. It's super satisfying. Oh, yeah, one click and the whole thing's down. Now I'm not in like some super tough area, but I am a couple levels above where I'm supposed to be. But yeah, my single target damage is not very good right now. When all my minions though like hone in on them, then it starts pumping. But I got to get them some more survivability and some more damage. But I've been trying to like balance it out back and forth. Make a detonating arrow melee build for oh dude, I have 2 of those daggers as well. I'm thinking about doing the same thing for these guys. I got one with the legendary, or they both have 1 legendary potential on them too. I just got them sitting there, but I also have a couple badass things actually for Falconer. I have a helm that does +3 to Falcons. I got these gloves that do +3 to Falcon. This one does 2, or the max roll on this is really gnarly. I think it's 4 and 4. Yeah, 4 and 4. That'd be gnarly to get a 4 and 4 with like a 4 legendary potential. That's be some sick gloves right there. Anytime they do every minion gives you more crit, it's gonna be busted. Yeah, so let me check out while I'm not worried about dying here. So I went mostly into the fire tree. This is the one that takes it, so your golem has an infernal aura. This kills your skeletal mages and skeletons to buff his aura. I guess maybe that could be good. Like on a boss, like if I could get my golem really juiced, where like he just burns up all my skellies and just goes off on whatever I'm fighting for single target. This is the infernal shade one. I haven't really played around on this a lot lately. I haven't played this class in a minute, but because I also didn't realize that once you unlocked the monoliths, you can go right there. You don't have to quite finish the storyline. And I was getting my ass whooped on Lagoon on this guy. The one like boss, and then I also realized you could go through the one dungeon and skip Lagoon to go to the other main boss. And then my paladin was getting his ass whooped on that boss, but then I ended up taking everything right to the monoliths, and I'll go back and clear that once I got some more power, because this is where the grind's at anyway. Oh, there is that, Tox. There is that actually. It's called Assemble Abomination. And it basically takes all your minions and just sacrifices them and mashes them together to make one giant abomination, basically. That's funny. That's hilarious you just said that. But yeah, I wonder if there is there probably is some passives that do more crit. There's a lot of cast speed, frenzy. So right now it's like I'm stacking frenzy on the mages and cast speed to just get them sending as fast as possible. There's a lot of other cool stuff where you can turn like some of your casts into traversal skills, which gives you a teleport. Every class has a teleport of some kind, which is great. This game really sounds like they sat in Rax's chat for the last, I don't know, year and a half and just taking notes. Everything he said that was good that they need to do to D4, they went and made for this game in their final patches before launch and just nailed it with everything. They just like took all our feedback and implemented it immediately and had it in launch. Now like the main grind is just going to be staying creative and coming out with more endgame. That's really all this is lacking right now, but it's reasonable for like the box price being 35. They're not going to charge anymore. You know, maybe way down the road where there could be expansions and stuff, but according to them, they're trying to do like the PoE deal and not have to do that. Or maybe it would be like PoE where it would be like an expansion in like 5 years, 8 years or something. And until then, they're going to try to roll off of cosmetics. But like I'm fully committed to like getting a couple cosmetics to support these guys because I think they did an awesome job. I want to support small studios like this with that kind of stuff big time. And I mean, I'm still a sucker for Blizzard games. Like if they keep listening to our feedback and season 4 is a good one, and then they really like hone it in and fine tune it for season 5. And I remember, I forget who it was I was watching early on. I was like, by season 6, they got to have it dialed in. They got to have taken all of our stuff, and it's got to be there, or it's going to be like an abject failure, regardless of what happens after that point. Like if they don't turn, basically it was like if they don't turn it around by that point, it's over. And I think from what I hear of season 4, it sounds like, we're going to see that. Yeah, I just want to, like, I want to get cosmetics literally just to support them. Some of them look pretty sweet. I kind of want to, I don't want to really get a pack. I want to kind of maybe like buy them like individually. I'll pull up the shop after this run here. They got some cool looking stuff, but I was just waiting until I got like $50 and then I'll go get a bunch of pieces. Because you could actually buy, maybe I will just get a supporter pack, because then I also want to make sure that you can use the cosmetics on more than one character. Or I want to see how they work before I go buy them individually. Let's see how we kill. Oh, and then there's this other cool thing called experimental affixes, and then you can take these runes. Oh. And they'll seal the affix in there so you can get an extra one. There's also another type of thing where like if you you can use these runes to seal an affix into the gears and upgrade, so you can get a total of 5. I have one or two of those on my rogue. Yeah, but this is like, so there's a rune that'll take that experimental one, and they also make exalted versions of that too. And see how these are only like 4 minutes to clear one of these? That's why it's so perfect for like if you're busy and you don't have time to like sit down and commit an hour. That's why like I really want to jump back into WoW, but I'm like, man, the time commitment. Maybe like once with WoW, like I think I can get it to where, because I know Dez is leveling up. I got some game time just to hop on and check out Plunderstorm and see. Plunderstorm's really fun. I suck terribly at it, but so yeah, this will let you get more golems. I forget which way I was going. There was something I did want to add. Oh, size and threat is where I was going for, because I want to be able to have him pull more off of the other mobs to get the mobs attacking them. Going for your second one now? Hell yeah. Did you try Plunderstorm at all? I posted in your Discord, but I know you said you've been busy. I wanted to try to jump on there. We should jump on there one night and do some duos and see how we could do. We don't even have to stream it, or if you want to stream it on your channel or something, I'd be down. We'll just hop on Discord and do some Plunderstorm duos. It looks pretty fun because it's like it's a giant battle royale. Everybody starts out at 0. You level up. I don't know what the max level is. You can get to like 5 or 6 or something like that. Maybe you can go higher. I don't know. But like you get the skills as you kill mobs and farm stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a good idea. Like, I do agree with some of the other people. Like it maybe should have been like a standalone game. But maybe it's just a test run to see how it goes, you know. Buckshot might have been talking about Pal World. I know he's been playing that. I've seen him. And he was talking about that on the last time I was live. No, it's not a card game. It's a battle royale like Fortnite. You go around, you level up, you get skill. Like you start with no skills except an auto attack. And you kill mobs to get experience, and they drop gold resources, which help give you experience, but they also drop skills, and you can pick skills. Yeah, Buck did say he was playing. He said he got his ass whooped too. We were talking about it on your Discord a little bit on the WoW channel there. But you basically, you find skills on the ground, you level up, and then you can swap skills out, give them to whoever you're partnered up with. It's pretty fun. It's a whole new like type of. It's basically like a battle royale, but within the WoW sphere, and it's not related to the WoW game at all, other than like the character models and the movement and everything like that, and the skill type and the everything like that. But it's just cool because it's something different, but built on the WoW. It's basically built on WoW's engine and everything like that under their name and franchise and everything. But it's a big battle royale. But I think if it does good in this limited time event, it'd be cool to see them take it and expand on it. Maybe turn it into its own game. Roll it into different game modes. You know, like a big capture the flag. Like turn it into the different PvP types that are actually in the game, but with like that same battle royale type feeling to it, and like kind of level playing field where like it's just like you figure out the strategy to it and roll with it. You don't have to farm gear and do raids or like do like endless PvP to get levels up and farm gear. It's just everybody jumps in on the same page and you go for it, which is kind of like a lot like Fortnite. You just jump in. You find what you can find as you go and keep pushing. Because that's kind of where I'm stuck at right now, is whatever, like high fun reward with low time investment. At least for now, till I can kind of get things dialed back in a little bit. I'm almost there. I kind of got some things lined up. New products that are going to be rolling out. I got a couple things set up already. A couple prototypes are finally done. And that was the main thing. I had a ton of products that were sitting on the shelf that like have to get launched. It's been way too long. Yeah, single target goes all right once I get everybody fighting on the same guy. Let's see. I know there's some stuff in here. So there's, yeah. So you can also fine tune your minions. So like if you're going with a fire one, that's why I got rid of. Where's that at? Here's an extra skeleton. No, I turned them into fire, but you can change it where you could do warriors, and then you can you can remove the archers, so you only have skeletal warriors. You can add rogues, and then you can make it where you only, where you can remove the warriors and remove the archers, so you only have the rogues. It's pretty sweet. So you can set up, so like if you want to be all melee, you can set it up like that. Right now I'm just kind of have everything ranged, but, I didn't spec into the rogue, and I turned them into fire archers with let's see. I guess that could be useful, and then I can get another skelly over here. Here's another one where you can summon multiple skeletons at a time. It's fun. I hope they do make it a standalone and we give them a good game for all platforms. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because they could take honestly, that's a game they could probably almost even put on mobile, because there's only 5 buttons. You got auto attack, 4 skills. No, so there's like, what, 6? Auto attack, 4 skills, that barrel roll, and heal. Other than that, I think they could probably find a way to make that on almost everything, including mobile. The only thing that would suck, maybe I shouldn't even say that, because they'll probably put it on mobile and then charge the shit out of people. Well, you would have to make it like a free base game with like cosmetics and cool stuff you could buy. People would be so furious if they just turned it into some kind of like a paid power game. Oh my god. they need to like stray away from that for quite a while. But who knows? Blizzard's they got new leadership there, and they were not happy with the way things were going. So we'll see what happens. With Microsoft, they fired Bobby Kotick, and they made big executive changes. So that's a good sign for the consumers, because I understand that they have to make shareholders a big priority, but they can't honestly. When in video games, the end consumer is very important, and they were disregarding it for a while. You need to make stuff that is extremely good for the end consumer that also makes shareholders money. Doing it the inverse, man. Doing it the inverse you can do, but the second you start that switch, your time is ticking because you're just running into the ground. You'll get there, you'll make a ton of money, but it's going to be limited. There's no infinite money glitch that is going to be positive on the gamers or the game, because it's just not going to last. That skill's so cool though, and a lot of the actual like game, like the skill effects look really cool. They're really well done in design, and they don't like clutter up the screen incessantly where you can't see, because PoE does get a little too ridiculous sometimes, where like you can't even tell what's going on because there's so much shit popping off. I mean, it's cool, it looks awesome, but it's like sometimes it does get a little too hectic. I really would like to try that new season that just came out, but I just don't know I got the time for it, fortunately. I might just hold off till PoE 2. Definitely going to try PoE 2. That's going to be huge when it comes out. I'd be crazy not to jump on that and see how it goes. Yeah, this guy's fun. I'm glad Talk showed up so I could show him this, because now I'm having a ton of fun on it. It's perfect for these echoes, just freaking explode everything. When you're going through the quest line, like there's a couple bosses that are actually really tough. And what's good too is like as you get into the tougher progression in here too, and the higher corruption, it makes some of the things challenging, because now I'm at the point where like I can't die on my rogue. Like if I want to really progress, like the cool thing is they have gear progression that goes deep, like deep into the difficult content, which is awesome, because even though it's repetitious, you know that the further along you get, you're going to unlock legendaries that you can only get with 200 corruption, 300 corruption, 400 corruption, and it makes you want to still keep pushing for that. It's kind of not enough for like it's there if you know that you can push to it and stuff, but I don't know if it's a good enough driving force. I think they're really still going to have to diversify the end game content like PoE, and like have more stuff to do in general. More like the monolith system is sweet, but it's like they're going to have to add on to that. And it would be cool to find out if they can figure out some way to do PvP. I think one thing these games like struggle with when they try to do PvP is try to make it like, I think the best thing to do is have it instanced where like you zone into the PvP, and that gives you like the freedom to code everything differently for there. So it like you don't have to worry about things being completely imbalanced and trying to balance it to the PvE, because you can do it independently. And if you do it like that, then you can build like fun PvP on a really fun foundation of the game. Like D4, it's like it's kind of ridiculous just because it's open world, basically dueling, group dueling, and it goes a little haywire. So if there's something that's broken, if there's a broken build that arrives, well, guess what? Someone's going to use it, and they're going to go into PvP with it, and then everybody's going to do it, and then it's just not going to be fun. And then you just have another broken version of DI's Battlegrounds. So if you make it instanced, you can now like create a separate subsystem for how the gear interacts and interfaces with everything. Tone things down, give people more health, like draw back the damage a little bit, so you actually have to fight. And still make the gear worth something, but just not have it scale so insanely. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a calibration you can do to that to make it where you definitely want to farm the better gear, but make it where someone who has like way better gear isn't going to just instantly one-shot you, but they're going to be harder to fight. Or also have it where, like, you know, WoW Arena, where you have your you know, you have your score, and you go in with your score, and as your gear gets better and your skill gets better, you get bumped up in your score for those two things. Those two things directly impact the same score. So like if your gear gets better, it's going to bring your score up. If your skill gets better, it's going to bring your score up, and you're always going to be fighting within some reasonable range of other players. I mean, they just like the blueprints out there with WoW. It's like every game should copy that, and you can apply that to every game that has an RPG like feel to it. You can instance everything out and tweak how like players interact with each other with damage and life and armor and everything. Most of the time it's kind of like DI, where they were just like, all right, well, everything just does, you do only 30% of the damage that you normally do to enemies, and you start at a baseline there, but you can also still like tweak it independently in the PvP realm. You know, if the game keeps blowing up, they could definitely do that. Excuse me, because they could just put a dev team on it. And now we got like the PvP crew that's always working on calibrating that stuff. And the reason it's like no games do that, because I think they're locked in some kind of like mindset where they have to have this like open world. All the gear you get is the gear you get to go kill other people with, and it's like that doesn't make it fun either. You kind of group PvP up into its thing. I think WoW did some of the best with it, but then they I think retail WoW, and from what I've seen from a lot of like Zaru talks about, WoW itself in retail just got really complex. And it probably means a lot more when it's for like, you know, when you're pushing the higher end content against like higher scored players, where like there's way more things, mobility, way more options to use. But from what he sounds, it's still kind of, it can get a little carried away. But the breakdown of the PvP in that game is how it should be done across the board. You just have to calibrate it. Hey, at least the blurbs are. How loud was that? I went through and tested all the blurbs. I think I ended up turning that back to at least it doesn't sound like it's dying like it was before. But I mean, WoW already had the layout right there and they just applied it with Plunderstorm. So if all the games could say, okay, WoW has it broken down great. Like even the like BGs, like I remember even when I was playing early WoW, I did a lot in Wrath and Cataclysm, and Wrath and Cataclysm was when I did the most PvP, but I also did it back in vanilla when I was leveling. The BGs were fun because they put you in like the bracket. They had twinks back then, but they weren't as prominent. But like you were kind of like in your bracket, and like once you kind of got to like 39, 49, 29, you would go in and jump in and do some PvP for half a level or a level to break up the grind, because leveling was a long grind back then. But just like, man, it's here. Why are we not doing this? Oh yeah, so with the mage, you could do an arc mage, which gives you one big one. That's what I was using before, because when I was trying to figure out why my damn golem is killing them all. You could do death knights. You could do cryomancers, which is basically like frost mages. So you could do one big mage or little ones, and you could do pyromancers, Death Knights or Cyromancers, Cryomancers. Skeletons, you could do warriors, archers, rogues. Pretty sure that's all. Yeah. Then you can do one big beefy one, or you can I don't know if you could do that with this one. I can't remember if they have the one mob or not. I think I'm just going for more attack speed and frenzy with this one. Oh, I'm not even using volatile zombie right now. I found some parts, some things for volatile. This is another cool one too that you can use in replacement. I don't think there's any more minions I can get at this point though. Oh, I can. I can get. Okay, rates I can run with, but they're gonna burn through mana. I forget now too. What is the main what's on the passive tree? I forget what the main one for Necromancer is, the one main one we can summon rates. Because I can get rid of volatile zombie. I don't need this. I'm not using it anymore. Everything else I'm using is fine. I guess I could grab it. And I'm using this other skill as a teleport because I just needed to move around. I guess maybe I could. There's probably a teleport skill that's worth doing. Yeah, I think you could do flame wraiths. We'll go that route. Specialize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rates have improved base crit, movement speed, maximum rate. So I guess we'll go there. We'll just pump out a ton of them. Oh shit, but I can't put it on my bar without losing my teleport. That's why I don't have it set up. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Damn, I'm running out of Just saw a wooden truck bed. What do you mean a wooden truck? Like a truck with a wooden bed? Their minion system definitely blows D4 out of the water. All you could do is switch their weapons and get small perk. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, it's because of the skill tree. And who knows? Maybe D4 is going to end up revamping their skill tree. This is unique. This is like going between... They took a mix of PoE and D4 and kind of put it together. So it's a little bit... It's simplistic in that it's easy to follow. Like, I have followed no build guides in this game yet. Like I pulled up Max Roll to look up what the names of a couple things were, but I followed no build guides off that website. Intentionally, I've been trying to just see what I could do, you know what I mean? And so far, my rogue is almost level 92. I'm in corruption 100. It's not bad. And I'm not like blasting like Rax or somebody who's farming up a ton of gear to like my rogue is at the point where it needs to find like really good items that are legendaries to enhance the build. And I could probably fine-tune some of my passives again, and I could fine-tune my skills again and push to like the higher corruptions. But like I'm clearing everything where I'm at. I'm still leveling. I've got 9 more levels to hit max level, so I'm probably gonna find, and leveling is slow in the 90s, so I'm gonna find some gear. But everything synergizes well. Like I'm going all fire, so I was able to build fire. I was using these infernal shades that do fire damage. My mages are all fire mages. If I'm going to use this wraith thing, I'm going to use flame wraith. Actually, what I could do... Oh, this is what I was doing. I remember now. I was going to turn my summon skeletal mage into a teleport. And then I can run that. Okay, that's what I need to do. So once I get more... That's what I was doing. So once I need 1, 2... And then I got to teleport. I can get rid of that. It'll summon a mage when I teleport. And I can start pumping out the wraiths too. So that's sweet. But yeah, all this stuff, like everything synergizes and everything can be added on and leveled onto itself. So like you start finding fire gear. I think I forget why I even went this route. I think it was because I had legendaries that did fire damage when I started out. Like I need to switch up like my legend. Oh, you know what? I do have a where's it at? There is one that I wanted to start using. This guy. Okay, I need a few more levels. +2 to skills, health leech, minions can't be stunned. This is really nice. It's got necrotic penetration though, but I'm not using necrotic. But oh, here it is. +10 to maximum rates. Actually, I might end up doing this one. Oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. Fuck yeah. +10 to the maximum rates, +2 to summon rates. So that gives me +2 to the skills here. Oh yeah, we're going with that one for now. Makeshift truck bed made of polished wood. Oh, dude, I love the guy down the street has something like that. It's an old school Chevy from like the 50s. Want to watch the world burn, dude? It's just fun as hell. But it's cool you can do that. So then you can do fire or you can do frost, and then all the gear you find adds to that increased fire damage. You got to get your resistance up. That's one thing you got to look for. But then there's I just kept finding things that added to fire damage. So increased fire damage. But I'll be able to drop this one and go with that wraith, and I'll start. Well, I'll see how that goes too, because it's like I might be able to drop Infernal Shade in that case and just dump out the wraiths and. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe play around with it. There's at least enough options where you can try all kinds of stuff. I thought I added a skeleton. Why was it not? Did I go with something else? Oh, no, I didn't. Where's that at? Oh, and I could add one more multi-shot of arrows. Where's the... Oh, I'm going towards it up here. I need 2 more points. Okay. Almost the size of the golem, but he just kind of hangs back and shoots out a ton of fireballs. So it's I didn't like it because it didn't seem like enough single target damage. Actually, I want to look and see if you can so it does an extra 130% damage. But you know, so you get more out of multiple skeletal mages, you know what I mean? But it does do double extra projectiles. So I'm shooting an extra projectile off each, so 2 off each. So that means this one does like 4. He shoots out a ton of them. So he shoots like 8 fireballs out. Oh yeah, this is where I removed regular mages so I don't do any necrotic damage. That's just, you can do the same things with mages where you can pull one out, so it doesn't mix them. So it's I always cast a fire mage. But yeah, these are gonna be my last 3 points here, here, and here. And then if I get something that adds to mages, I'll add more there. But I just kind of have to figure out what's going to be better if I want to be shooting out a ton of wraiths. See, the problem with that, like +10 to wraiths, is wraiths don't last. They're on a limited timer. They attack rapidly and fade, so I would need to really get the summoning cost down. And the other bummer is that you can't get the wraiths to do specifically fire. Like, I only have a 22% chance to do a fire wraith. So, I wish you could just do fire wraiths. I would be on that without a doubt. They do have a giant scythe attack, and there's a build that you could do off of that. But I don't think any of your minions do that. Maybe the Death Knight does. Whoops. Then you get this guy when you go below a certain amount of health. Oh, I keep wanting to hit my teleport. because my teleport attack on every other character does a ton of damage. Nice health potions. Yo, what's up, Brew? How's it going, man? Oh, shit. Okay, at least these other chats are dead because everybody's off the multi-stream again. You play Plunderstorm at all, Brew? I know you've been in a WoW since I met you. Oh, that's pretty good, I think. +2 necrotic spell damage per skeletal mage. Damn, too bad I went fire. Shit, I don't even know if I'll need this because I can summon 10 with that damn staff. Okay, they crank up the health decay. Health restored when you crit. Okay, so maybe there's a way to... We pump up our crit. And then... we get the rates out there. Everything's doing absurd damage. All the crits going off. That's the next step. So instead of doing fire dot damage, we need to bump up all the crit chance. Or balance it out a little bit. I think that's going to be the way to go. Hey, what's up, mommy? What the fuck? What is that thing? Are those normal Twitch emotes? There we go. Cultists. That thing is goofy. Oh, damn. Yeah, Tox, I think you would really like this Necro, though. It's like exactly like how I feel you've been describing you want to play Necro. And the best part really is the like absolute low time investment to still have fun and get loot. And it's like that for pretty much it's like that for all your alts. Once you get far enough through the campaign to get to these, you just hop in and knock them out when you need to. I don't really need those. I don't even know how I picked them up. The elemental one I want. I don't care about that. Really need that. And oh, I think that's my void. One of my void knight has all the ward, I think. Basically turn it into an idle game? What do you mean? What do you mean by idle? Oh shit. What just one-shot me? Hang on one sec. have the minions kill everything, so I don't have to put any. Yeah, you could pretty much get there. Because there is a I have a key bound to Alt on my mouse, so you can tell your minions where to go. So you pretty much can like stand back and just keep summoning minions. Especially once you get them beefy enough that they can survive pretty well. Like they can pretty much kill everything. One thing that sucks is when you die, you lose the like bonus perk. So once you do one of these echoes and you get out, there's that glowing like orb thing that cracks and it gives you like a bonus. Especially once you're in the corruption where I'm at on the other character, like if I die, if I keep going and I keep killing these things and I gain these like Eye of Oros or whatever, Ouroboros or some shit, gives you better loot, so you're kind of incentivized to like play intentionally and not die. But if you die, you miss out on the bonus loot from each one of the echo or whatever echo you died in. It's not the end of the world though, because I think I found some of my best loot in here for farming anyway, but once you're at like corruption 100 like my rogue is, every other, like, seems like every other echo you get a unique or a set item for it, so you want to you don't really want to die if you can help it. Definitely gonna jump up the crit chance. Health restored. Wraiths have more maximum health, but summon Wraith costs more mana. No, I don't know if I want to do that. I want to get them out there as fast as possible. It is kind of a bummer that they're not going to do fire damage. I'm going to have to kind of mix damages, though. I don't know. Maybe there's another way to play it with a different minion or something. Something that does more fire damage to see what kind of gear I can find. That scythe is really nice though, the bone one that does like all around every time I click off here it gets choppy. Wonder if I got that same issue going on that D4 had, where when you click off and click back on with the max foreground DPS. I'm gonna go look at that. Oh, no, I gotta, actually, I think I'm just gonna let it chill out, because I did that last time, and then it made it even worse, and then it wouldn't open, every time I clicked off the screen to close the game. Yeah, I guess we can see how it goes, just see how the race perform here. Yeah, with the raids, you could probably just stand there and click, and everything will die. So I can get 4, 6. So there you go, Tox. I can get 6 right now. You put that staff on, you can get 10 more plus your other minions. You can get, how many is that total? You can get 5 skeletons, 4 mages, and a golem. So that's 10. 6 wraiths plus 10 more. You can get 26 minions, dude. That is ridiculous. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, is my internet getting a little choppy? Yeah, I'm like running into an... It's been choppy for a sec. Here's the weird thing. My freaking download speed was acting up the other day. I'm like, I can't. I think it's the internet that's making it a little choppy. Cause I'm running into like invisible walls. And it would do that in D4. Oh, we got some flame rates there. I mean, I guess even with 20% chance, even if you bring up a bunch of them, still gonna do a ton of fire damage. They cast pretty quick too, so... Yeah, they're doing pretty much all the work right here. Oh, see when I changed it? Now it did it again, where it closes the whole game when I click off the screen. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's running smoother now with not the, without Streamlabs tab up on the other screen, so that's weird. Okay. Actually, this might work out. Because if you got that many minions, I might not even... Well, you do want to... Well, no, I put the teleport on the other one. I think this might work. Even without it being a ton of fire damage. Be better if we could swipe them again. Yeah, I'm about swiped out. I will swipe some cosmetics though. But I want to see, I would want to see some major, because the footage of DI before Crescent really, well, yeah, it did. I mean, even it still was. Like, the gameplay's still awesome. They still nailed a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm about crusted out. There we go, we're done. They do like they do seem like they have a lot of good stuff coming though in some of the patches. The I think there's dueling is in the game now. So at least there's some type of PvP mode where you can make it fair yourself and actually do some fighting. I kind of like Dez's idea though too, where it'd be sweet if you could just group up to go PvP. Like queue up as a group. And who knows though? It sounds like they do have a pretty big timeline of things they're going to be adding. They could calibrate the PvP. I don't know if they ever will. Well, who knows? If they could do that and then have like a rated BGs type thing, where you could log in with with a group of 4, get paired up with 3 other groups of 4, and it does it based on a calibrated like a calibrated version of your arena scores, that would be amazing. Yeah, I guess you do have vaults, and if they could like tweak that, vaults were like before vaults were probably like the most fair PvP with their newest system. It was more fair, I think, on the immortal side because you got the pick. But the way it worked out is that if they were over a certain power level, they kind of automatically forced you to not be able to skip. So for the most part, it would funnel you. But every once in a while, the whale team would get matched up with you. They wouldn't be able to skip because you're lower power, and they just roll right over you. But it didn't happen as often. So it led to more fair matches more often. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it was choppy for a second. The actual okay, that's what that was. I was worried it was the internet. The bitrate's been at 6,000 the whole stream, so that's good to know. It was actually the game itself on my computer was choppy, and it was because I switched back and forth off the screen. And it's only with this game lately when I do that it bugs out sometimes. This is something that's got to get added to every ARPG. Even DI has this. I think stash tabs are still limited, but like the stuff you store in DI, there's not enough to like really warrant this many stash tabs. But like D4 needed this, and you don't load this whole freaking thing up every time you interact with another player. That's just insane. I don't even know how that happened. It sucks because there's so many things I want to keep and try to build with. How my necro get all the way down there? Necro.
Yes.
I mean, in a relatively short period of time here, I leveled up a bunch of skills. And now we'll start stacking the crit. This was one. Where do I want to go with this one? Oh, we're trying to add another skelly over there.
Take care.
And then we'll get the teleport with my mage, and then I think this is going to be a pretty sick build. Oh, we got nice. We got a legendary. So this is one of the legendary nodes. In the corrupted version, it's like every other one of these is a legendary node. I also think they added this in one of the recent patches, because when I first started doing these monoliths, this was not like this. It would always be something. Now it's like a unique item is the echo reward, and it's more frequent. So that they might have actually changed that and buffed up the reward. So like for something like this, that's why you don't want to die, because if you die, you lose that reward. I'm gonna have to rework this whole tree too, with because I recently changed the build, because I was gonna end up going back to like no minions, because this freaking golem was killing all of them. But now that I'm back to stacking minions, I probably should go through here. So here's another one I can get to level this up to 3. So some of the passives, you see these dots, you have to like hit those marks plus a number of required points in each tree. Damn, at this point, with all those rates, I'm probably not even going to need that shade thing. I guess there's your idle build, Tox. You just dump a bunch of rates and let it ride. I kind of miss going into Vault blind and wondering who'd we get. Yeah, well, it was different on your server, my original server. Yeah, but it was like a little bit different. You were on a smaller server, so it kind of... You were able to do that. Our whole time playing, we were never able to do that. Vault was so bad for us early on. We just got eradicated the whole time. That's why I stopped doing Vault. I used to try to do the minimal amount of vaults to get my required things. And then once they did, like, as BGs just got worse and worse, Vault actually got the buff to have a little bit more balanced matchmaking. But yeah, if you were on a smaller server and you knew the people that were queuing up at the same time, and you kind of almost could time it out even, that could be way more fun. I could see that for sure. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go put that staff on, so we'll see how many rates we can get pumping in here. I think I can use it. I think I'm high enough level for it. Ooh. Mage is the only class I haven't made yet to try out. I'll probably make one soon. I'm out of space for all these regular idols. I'm just gonna have to stuff it somewhere. Alright, let's see how this goes. Who knows? It might end up sucking. Because I don't have, like... I will see what I lost out of that other thing. It should let me... I think I can summon... like 16 of them now, so... We'll see how ridiculous it can get. Yeah, before I stopped, Vault was my favorite PvP. Like, it was the one I looked forward to the most. I honestly didn't even care about the other one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got to 10 before I ran out of mana. 12. We're gonna need some more crit to keep these guys alive longer. Oh, that's so ridiculous either way. We're up to 13. I almost hate these ones. I also want to see when I can get a... They all say tier 1. I want to know what the higher tier ones are. I found a unique one too, but I've only ever seen one for mage. I love how they still just automatically attack me even though my golem's supposed to have the threat. Oh, I still got a good amount of fire damage though, so I think I could probably keep rocking that staff for now. I don't know if it's something that I can honestly even keep up. I'll probably honestly end up being better off with that other acolyte weapon. Actually, you know what's going to be good about these rates is the single target damage out of them that I couldn't get before. So I definitely think I'm going to stick with this. Because I could just keep funneling them out. I'm going to need way more mana regen too. You know what? That's a good point too, mommy. I don't know if I can. That's gonna be the toughest thing for me right now until I get like my schedule back in. I'll be able to start like jumping on to like level up and stuff, but like it's gonna be hard to say that I could commit to a set schedule right now. That's what I'm really liking about this is that I could just jump on for 15 minutes and actually accomplish something, and especially in the on my rogue where like I'm getting the better gear every time. Out of these things that I just popped there, you can feel like you got at least a good shot at getting rewarding gear within like just jumping on for 15 minutes. Because I have like my rogues is like every second node is one of these unique ones, and like I've probably done like the stream's been an hour and 45 minutes. I've probably done, oh god, math right now, 25 of these at least, right? 5, something like that. And that's without like really paying attention or like focus grinding them as fast as I can. I've been talking a lot. That's probably one of the main benefits for me playing this right now. That's why it's worked out so well. The other good thing, though, too, is the other games that I want to try to jump into if I want to play WoW with Dez or jump back in DI. At least right now, the main thing that I have to do is level, so I can still kind of jump into that and get as much as I can in. DI, when I log in, you freaking gain like 4 levels just opening the app or loading the game. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, another cool thing is D4 will be less time locked because they are making the Hell Tides 55 minutes of every hour. So there's basically always going to be a Hell Tide up somewhere. So that's pretty cool. And they're taking some of the things I find like the best in this game and adding it, so I'm actually really looking forward to Season 4. Oh yeah, these rates are the way to go for single target, without a doubt. I think that's going to be like the single target like solution to this build, because it was struggling with that. With that many minions all on one. Ooh, double. Nice. There we go. Hell yeah, I'm glad I jumped on this guy. Just made it like 10 times more fun. Not playing it for a little while and kind of re-examining it. We'll probably jump on my other guy for a minute too. Probably stick around for another 15. I'm gonna jump on tomorrow morning too, or like earlier in the day. I need to set up tonight. I'm gonna try to get the parts set up that I gotta run, but I gotta run parts tomorrow. But I could probably jump on for a couple hours in the morning, and then everything I gotta get done, I'll get done tomorrow. That'll ship over the weekend, so I'll be able to jump on Monday too. And I don't even have this much time in this game. Once you blast through on your first character, collect a ton of loot. A lot of it transfers over to your other guys. So it's been keeping it kind of exciting, even though the end game's pretty repetitive. Until I made that leap into the empowered ones, is that a lot of the gear like sets up your alts for like success right off the bat. So like you kind of like have that Diablo 2 like feel where like in D2 when you start making your alts, you've already farmed a bunch of gear. And like you're like looking forward to like every 2-3 levels you have a new legendary that you're popping onto your alt. So it makes like the early stage grind more enjoyable because you already have like gear like set out at certain levels that you know you want to hit to. This guy's basically like I've already cleared some of this. Like a void damage whirlwind barbarian. So like the Templar in this game is kind of like a paladin or a mix of a paladin of a barbarian, but the primalist is also kind of a mix of a druid and a barbarian. I need to remember how to play it. Oh, yeah, that's a big hit right there. Once you get Whirlwind Spect right, it actually regenerates your mana for you. And then that big erasing strike or whatever it's called just annihilates everything. And then that one does too. So this one's been pretty fun. The way like I think the Blade Dancer has been one of the most fun. Necro's a lot of fun though too. The Werebear seems pretty cool, but it's like just missing a couple things. Like it needs a little bit more functionality. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, it's like a big lightning werewolf bear that it's pretty badass, but it's like there's a couple, some of the mobility on it's not great. Like there's a rampage skill that you can build off of that's pretty cool, but like you need to be able, like there's a thing you can spec into. They need to like have an option where you can control off of it, and the werebear seems to be missing like a bunch of legendaries to make the build really exciting. Like it's already pretty cool off the bat, but like it just needs like a little bit more, I think. It's probably something they're going to add in later because people have been talking about it on the forums, and they're pretty receptive on the forums too. They had like their devs are on there talking and replying to stuff like all day, or they have a team of people like at least replying to the most important things that get upvoted. That thing slaps like crazy, though. Got some big. I think I got bigger numbers on this guy than I do on my rogue with some of these big hits. That erasing strike just annihilates everything. Nice. Pretty much pick up all the rings because it can't hurt. It's already got burned gambling on it. I can't wait till I get some stuff with like 3 legendary potential. So if you do roll an item, you get at least 3 stats. So like with the legendary potential, you merge these 2 together, and the legendary gets the items off the exalted. I think there's some. I don't think they have anything like that in DI yet, but the other 2 systems are pretty similar. Or in D4, I mean, with what they kind of like mimicked from here. I'll jump on the werewolf really quick. That was the last one I've been playing. Click off it because it's going to bug my game. I don't know why it does that. The concepts are pretty cool, though. It's just a gigantic lightning werewolf bear. With a couple minions, too. I think I have a scorpion and a bear minion. And the build really hasn't come together yet on this one. I still am trying to figure out exactly how I want to play it, but it's enough to start clearing monoliths and picking up loot and putting it together. Armored bear, scorpion. But what from people who've been blasting have said, like, this build is tough to push into the corruption. Rogues, that like the best rogue build, the Falconer, is like able to push 300, 400 corruption, no problem. This one struggles in the hundreds. So they need to tune some of it a little bit better. You're basically just a gigantic lightning bear that just slashes through everything, which is it's pretty badass. But this rampage thing, I wish you could like turn with it. You really can't. So it needs a little bit of mobility, but I think there was something in the patch notes about them working on that, so. But you can pretty much just keep running through everything with this. And then I used Maelstrom, so it starts shooting out tornadoes once in a while. But it really hasn't come together yet. I'm still working on it. But the good thing is a lot of the stuff is like Bible, so you could just start with it, and it's at least fun enough to get moving and start grabbing loot and figure it out as you go. Where am I going? But yeah, like I feel like if you put the point into that one, you should be able to like turn with it. And then you can just keep charging and bringing down lightning bolts on everything. Give him the old bear hug. Like a bear hug with an electric chair. The only thing is I've been using this Maelstrom, so when you start speccing into like the human form stuff, it uses up more rage, so you need more rage. Basically, it's not like a normal like barbarian or anything like where you can get rage from getting hit. You can only get rage from attacking. So there's a couple skill points left that I can put into that add more rage per hit. Damn, I'm getting whooped on. What is that? These bloodworm things are really annoying. Jesus, they're everywhere. It doesn't have the mobility of the Void Knight either. It's a cool ass concept too, so I hope they keep working on this. And I need to play around with the build to make it kind of work together a little bit better. Probably start dropping. Like I found a bunch of pieces with a lot of lightning damage, so I went that route. But I think I'm gonna have to start tweaking it to more element. So there's elemental damage and lightning. Elemental gives you fire, lightning, and I think fire, lightning, and cold. And Maelstrom is a lot of cold damage. So I might get more out of that if I kind of mix the two together. But it definitely doesn't wipe stuff out as fast as, definitely not as fast as the Rogue. The Rogue just blasts through everything. But it's also got, like, a more refined build and gear. Just get Goblin Companions to do different jobs. Yeah, I mean, you can actually get a bunch of, you can run the Druid like a, I forget what the hell it's called, like Beastmaster, if you, well, yeah, Beastmaster, and you can basically run like a Druid version of the Necro. There are some pretty badass moments with this guy when you just jump into a whole pack of mobs and the whole thing just electrocutes and explodes. But it definitely needs like more mobility and more power, more legendaries that add to the skills so you can start combining a little bit more together. Maybe make rage generation not so expensive. So you can get the Maelstrom, like the Maelstrom spinning around me right now and it'll start shooting out tornadoes and freezing. But it burns through my rage and it kicks me out of the werewolf form. Got some tornadoes going there. Like, those should do a ton of damage if you spec into it. So, I think it just needs to get calibrated a little bit. Because this charge here, you should be able to just control it. But it only lets you go in a straight line. So you have to keep, like, stopping and change angles. And it gets kind of annoying. But the idea of it's badass and it's fun to play. It just needs some work. If I'm a melee, I need a giant shiny weapon or I'm not happy. Yeah, that's why I like that Void Knight. You could do the void damage and you just spin around and just slam on everything. And as you're spinning, you're generating all your health and mana back. So, like, it reminds me of, like, the Barbarian from Diablo 2 where you just get the life and mana leech and you can just freaking whirlwind through everything. And then it's got, like, a big slam and a dash move that does a ton of damage. And then you just start spinning again. Yeah, and the only thing I really haven't messed around with is the mage. I'll probably make an alt for one of those eventually here. I don't want to get... I mean, this is just, like, kind of learning for this season, and then maybe, like, next season I'll just pick a couple characters and just dial in with that, but I think that's a ways out anyway, so... Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and I think tomorrow morning, at least... Maybe closer to, like, earlier in the afternoon, not so late. I'm still trying to set a schedule and everything, but... Only certain times I can work on the website, trying to get that set up. Trying to get parts ordered. Deal with returns. All kinds of stuff. all the fun stuff. Des, thanks for the resub, man. I appreciate it. I know I owe everybody a ton of content, so I'm gonna be on it. This back up. Yeah, but thanks for hanging out, guys. Cox, Mommy, thanks for stopping in. Des, Scotia, Scene, Brew, Earthsfire. C-Dub was here early on. We'll be back tomorrow. I also got to figure out why Facebook and Twitter didn't work. Something bugged out when I did that. But at least looks like Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube worked. X, I don't know how many people even watch on there, but it's nice to just have it, getting content on my page and trying to grow that. I want to try to hit 1,000 follows over there. I only need like 40 more or something like that to hit 1,000. Yeah. All right, Des, hell yeah. I'll stop in while you're there. I'm gonna be working on stuff. Maybe I'll jump in and try to get some levels or something tonight while you're live. Probably won't be until a little bit later. I gotta sand like 15 sheets and just get them done and out of the way so I don't have to deal with that. And then I'll probably have a little more time to play while the machine's running, cutting some parts. I do want to save a couple things because I do want to do a shop stream. Maybe I'll do the shop stream tomorrow and then a gaming stream on Saturday. I'll figure it out, but all right. Have a great rest of the night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll stop in there when you're done, Des, or when you're live.